What if everything you thought you knew about feeding your pets was wrong? Today, my guests are exposing the pet food industry's dirty secrets and offering a local solution that puts your fur babies first. I'm Sandy Zuniga, the founder of Colorado Springs Town Tidings. Be in the know on the go for all things Colorado Springs, delivered right to your inbox. Today, I'm sitting down with Jarrod and Kariann from Pet Wants Colorado Springs Briargate, who are bringing fresh, small batch pet nutrition to our community. We'll explore how they're helping local pets live healthier through quality ingredients and discover why so many families are making the switch to their locally delivered, fresh made products. Jarrod and Kariann, welcome.
Right,
Hey,
thanks for
how
having us.
how are you?
Good. I'm so glad you're here. So before we start talking pet wants, tell us a little bit about yourselves. What's your connection to Colorado Springs and what were you doing before jumping into the pet nutrition world?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we've been in Colorado Springs now for 3 years,
Yes.
3 years, I believe. So, I've spent 15 plus years in the automotive industry, working for a large manufacturer, which has kind of moved us around the country. I'm originally from Kansas. Kariann's originally from Idaho. Um, and so we ended up here in the Springs about 3 years ago due to my job. We had, a couple of things happen where I ended up getting laid off from that job. I found another job very, very quickly, but it kind of got us thinking, what can we do really for ourselves? And so from that aspect, we ended up finding this opportunity with Pet Wants. And I'm still doing my full-time corporate job. Carrie Ann is full-time in the Pet
Mhm.
Wants, making everything happen and I'm helping out where I can when I can. But you want to get a little bit of your background?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been in the healthcare industry, was never like a career field. So for me, taking a step back and, submersing myself into this was really easy, and something that I was looking forward to. Healthcare industry in itself is a grind, but I was looking forward to
True.
doing something I'm more passionate about.
Okay, that's great. And being in the healthcare industry, that kind of bridges the gap, sort of, between
Hmm.
your compassion for
Yeah,
others from people and also to our pets.
yeah, for sure.
Great.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So take us
Hmm.
back to the moment you realized the pet food industry needed improvement. Was there a specific incident with your own dog or cat that made you want to bring uh, pet wants to our community or even look into pet wants?
For us, I mean, it started with our 8-year-old Pitty. So,
Okay.
um, she she was our first bully breed that we've had.
Yeah.
We've never, our dogs previous to that never had any issues as far as they could eat whatever they needed, whatever they wanted. And within 24 hours of after adopting her, she broke out into hives.
Oh my goodness.
So, it was a learning curve, trying to figure out what is going on with her and coming to find out that bully breeds specifically, but a lot of dogs now also have allergies. It's not something that we had to deal with.
Oh,
So trying to navigate that was difficult.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, we're also at the same time, she was very shy. She was 9 months old when we got her. And
okay.
so she was on the street. She had kind of a rough history. So she was very, very shy. And so we had to work with a behavioralist to try and bring her out of her shell. And through that process, she was very experienced with bully breeds and having had a few, she recommended some sensitivity testings and things like that. And we come to find all the things that were a trigger for her. And when we looked at it, the list of things that could trigger her was like, holy crap, what can she have?
Wow.
And we didn't have anyone at the time that could help us with that process. We had no idea how to read a food label. So we just, started looking at, okay, let's find a food that has as few of these things as possible, which wasn't the right thing to do. Um, But through that, we were able to stumble into some different foods, and then they became either hard to find or they get discontinued because
Mhm.
there wasn't a huge demand for them. And we just kind of felt alone, and there was no one to help us. So when we started looking for stuff, and we have a big passion for animals, and we found this brand and was learning more about them. We're like, holy smokes, if we would have had someone like this in our community, we would have had such a better time and
Mhm.
such an easier, experience with that.
Yeah.
And since then, like it's been real heaven sent, just the food and things that we now have access to for our own pets. And we're very happy to be able to be that support system for the community, whether it's going with our products or just working with us to try and find something that will work
That will help
for
out.
them.
Yeah.
If they need help reading a label or something like that, we're more than happy to do that because more than anything, we just want to be that expert that we didn't have.
Yeah.
Right. And I know I actually have cats with digestive issues, and it's no fun. And the vet basically gives you the canned food that buy from them that is science-based.
Yeah.
And you can try this, you can try that. It's extremely expensive, and dogs too, but cats I know even more. Oh my goodness, how picky are they? So it's like you buy this stuff, you put it down, you
Yeah.
go, okay, this is going to be good for you. You're going to feel better. And you put it down, and you bought like 10 cans or something for like, I don't know, $40 or whatever.
Hmm.
You put it in there, and they put their nose
Yeah.
at you. And they're like,
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
is this? And I'm like, really, you need to eat it. And then you're trying to supplement it with something else that maybe is good in their palate, that they'll actually eat it. And it's
Mhm.
just a roller coaster. And it's like, oh, forget it, then just eat something. So
Yeah,
now most people buy pet food that's been sitting in warehouses for months. Can you explain the specific difference in nutritional value between that and a bag of pet ones that was made just a couple of weeks ago? And also, I'd love to hear more about the labels, and is there misrepresentation on them?
for sure.
Yeah, so I mean the biggest thing between, our food is it's made about 8 times a year. So it's never gonna be sitting anywhere like some of those big labels are at those big box stores. You'll see them and they're stored in the back. Sometimes they're stored on semis out in the heat. And when you think about that, you're just thinking about this your dog's food or your cat's food sitting and heating and losing their nutritious value month over month before it even gets to the shelf, before you're even seeing it to buy it. Our food, because it's made 8 times a year and we order it based off of what we need, longest we may have it is in our climate controlled storage unit and maybe 3 months, but it's going to be, I mean, it's cooked, slow and at lower temperatures. So the nutrients are locked in. So when we get it and we've got it and then we get it to you guys, it's going to be the freshest kibble you can get.
Yeah, and some of the benefits too with just the way it's made, slower, a little bit lower, it really makes it more nutritiously dense. So what that gives you is you're actually going to feed less to your pet. And the benefit of that is less waste. So we joke around, we call it the less poop lifestyle.
I love
Um,
it. I could
um,
I could benefit from that like right now with two of my cats.
yeah,
Listen, we have 4 dogs and we noticed the difference, a
like
huge
immediately.
difference immediately.
Yeah, our yard's not very big, and we were like, sure, well, these dogs are factories, right? And sure enough, it's been fantastic. But that's kind of the difference. And then with the labels, I mean, really what you're looking for is the first five ingredients on a pet label are the most important. And they're on there similar to what a human's nutrition label looks like. They're in order of how much is in there.
Right.
Now, what a lot of people don't know and what we didn't know is they're in order of how much is in there prior to it being cooked.
Oh,
So then there's a huge misconception about meal, chicken meal, salmon meal, lamb meal, things of that nature. What I'll tell you is just like humans, animals are made mostly of water. So if you have a label and you're looking at it, first of all, you don't want any corn, wheat, soy, anything like that in the top five. It's high on the glycemic index. It can make your dog sugar crash. It's not really an ideal source of nutrients for them. So when you look at some of these labels, and you see, the first ingredient salmon, the next one wheat, the next one corn. Well, once that stuff ingredients are cooked, that salmon is going to fall all the way out of the top five. And what are the first couple of things that you're feeding your dog? Corn, wheat, soy.
Wow.
So the thing with that is a lot of people will look at a label and they'll see chicken meal and they don't understand what it is. They think it's bad. And so they'll disqualify it. They'll go to the next bag, they'll look at the label, and the first ingredient will be chicken. Okay, great. The very next ingredient after chicken better be chicken meal because the chicken is going to fall all the way out. What the meal is it is just already cooked chicken.
Oh.
So it stays at the very top because it's already been cooked. What you want to stay away from for sure in the meal categories are the byproduct meals.
Yeah.
So chicken byproduct meal, lamb byproduct meal. Because what the byproduct is it is literally just everything that is left after the animal's been processed, and it's not climate controlled. It's just kind of like laying out in a lot. These food companies can come and pick it up at a bargain.
Yeah, to be a
And
huge bargain. So,
yeah,
which is you'll see it in the price too, because it'll be a cheaper food, but it's gonna be full of the pesticide, the stuff that you don't want in your stuff because they're trying to keep that, viable for the people for the companies.
yeah.
So basically that's the byproduct is the sausage,
Basically, yeah.
It's the mystery.
It's the
which we
mystery
don't
meat. Yeah.
we don't want to know how it's made.
No.
Yeah. And you want to stay away from things too, where it'll say something like, just fish meal. Well, what kind of fish? It gives
Mhm.
opens the door for
A
put
whole
anything in there.
you could put, yeah, anything in there.
So it's just good to pay attention. Now, I mean, dogs have been eating these foods for a long time. You're not gonna, kill your dog feeding them these food or anything like that. Same thing with cats, but a lot of things can be solved with nutrition. Whether it's, chronic ear itching, licking at paws,
Bad breath.
gut issues. These are all things that we have four big dogs, and all of them have a little something.
Oh, yeah.
And since we put them on the food, all the little somethings have become a whole lot of nothing. And it's been fantastic. It's been very eye-opening. Our Pitty that we were talking about that's now 8 years old, she's had two ACLs, countless surgeries, and she's running around like a puppy again.
Oh wow.
So while, food can be a solution for a lot of things.
Wow. And I know you guys have how many? Four rescues? Dog rescues?
Mhm.
Mhm.
But yes.
Yes, we
And
do.
and
Sure
those are
do.
your babies you're talking about. So when and where did you get them? Did you get them at the same time or sporadic? And then what are some of their issues that are being controlled now with this different nutrition?
So I guess of the four, Ruby is our pitty. She's our oldest. We adopted her from a rescue little red dog in California when we were living there. Um,
Yeah.
and then when we moved to Michigan, she was a little bit lonely. Our other dog had passed away in between our move. And she really needed a buddy, because she was dealing still with a lot of, issues from being left on the street and abandonment. So we ended up with Sherman, who is our Husky Rottweiler mix.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a combination.
Yeah, let me tell you.
He's 100% cat.
Yes.
He's very stubborn, very obstinate.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. So, I mean, with Ruby, we've dealt with, since this food, her skin issues. That's been number one with her, and then her turning into a puppy again. Yes, she had her two ACLs, but she was still never running and jumping even after that until we got her on better food.
Yeah. Sherman, he's probably our easiest boy with less issues. He has had some gut issues in the past, never really related to dog food per se, but like getting, some sort of table scrap or finding something in the yard he shouldn't have has caused him some issues. So he's been pretty mellow with
Mhm.
everything. Our other one, Luna, so we got her She was actually a puppy my niece had and was unable to have anymore. So we ended up taking her in so she didn't end up, in a bad situation somewhere. Um, Big bleeding hearts. And she is always so she's a golden doodle. She's a flat-coated golden doodle. So, and what that means is she doesn't really look like your typical golden doodle.
Right. She has
And
more golden than doodle.
Correct.
and
And she sheds like
she
it.
sheds. I swear she has the worst traits of all those breeds. She sheds like crazy. Her coat has become much, much better when she gets groomed. It definitely it stays looking nice way longer. There's a huge noticeable difference there. She used to always have the itchy scratchies, whether it was her paws, getting at her ears, things like that. That stuff has subsided. And bad breath. I almost forgot about the bad
No,
breath.
her breath was horrendous.
Yeah, her breath was terrible.
That's the gut issue.
It is
Yeah,
a gut
it
issue,
is the
but
gut
it's
issue.
something that a lot of people don't realize. That changing that gut can change that breath in an instant. So, I mean, it's been a lifesaver because she likes to pant on you a
She does.
lot.
She likes to be the biggest lapdog ever.
Hmm.
And then Susie, she's a Mastiff, Great Pyrenees, American Pit Bull,
Lab mix.
Lab, Mutt, horse.
OMG. I can't even
She's
picture all those together.
She looks like a lab, but she's got a touch of a longer coat, but she puts her paws here and she's nose level with me.
That's a
And I'm
mastiff.
5'5". So,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And so we got her, my brother's neighbor had cancer and he unfortunately ended up passing away and he didn't have anyone that could take her.
Oh, wow.
And so again, bleeding hearts. We'll take them. We'll
I'm
take
there
her.
with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been a blessing ever since. And her big issue is I don't even know how to sugarcoat this. She had gas that would clear a room. We had her
Clear the
on
room.
It was awful.
I mean, we had her on probiotics, like the Purina Fortiflora
Oh,
probiotic that we were
I
giving
give
her.
those to my cats. So, yep, I'm
Okay.
very
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, so we were giving her one of those every night, and we
Did
haven't given her
absolutely
that.
nothing for me, at
Nothing.
least.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, I mean we tried and we thought we noticed a bit of a difference, but not really. It was still really bad. And then when we switched over, we got her on this food. I barely notice it now.
Yeah.
Every dog farts, so everybody does.
Right.
It's gonna smell every now and then, but like it used to be constant,
Yeah.
and it's not anymore.
Yeah. And we don't even give her a probiotic or anything anymore.
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah, we say in our house, it's like, you smell something, it's like, who's making stinkies?
Yep.
uh-huh,
And then
uh-huh.
you try and look for the guilty faces,
Right.
Yep.
the humans and the animals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I lost my scapegoat.
Exactly. That's too
Oh,
Yeah.
funny. So that's all four. And I mean, those are just all heartwarming stories. And it's great to have people like you. And like I've told you before, my vet says I'm a soft touch and sounds like you're my peeps.
Yeah.
You're
absolutely.
right there
Yeah.
with me. And
Yeah.
and so definitely these animals need the love and the care and some understanding as well. So not everybody can take that on. And at least the four that you have are so lucky to have you. And I know you feel lucky to have them as well.
Absolutely.
So thank you for sharing those stories and then the
Oh,
different
absolutely.
issues.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now running a local business is tough work. Running your own business in general is tough. So I'm wondering, just out of curiosity, on hard days, what is the specific, maybe either customer story or pet recovery, maybe your own, maybe one that you're close to, that you think about that reminds you why you started this journey?
Man.
Um,
On those tough days, what keeps you going? How's that?
I mean the toughest days, on me, we've met some great people. We've got some great customers, some very loyal customers already. And I would say, um, for me, it's knowing that, they feel comfortable reaching out to us, and knowing that I am, there to help support them. But then it's also looking and taking care of my dogs, knowing that the reason I'm doing this is for their better, as well. And if I'm making their lives better, that means, I'm going to be affecting other people's, pets as well. And that's what keeps me going.
Yeah, and I think for me, I mean, we've had several customers who have come to us talking about how picky their pets are, whether
Right,
it's cats or dogs, and then getting, one of the things we sell our food by the pound. So if you want to try our food, you don't have to buy a 40-pound bag. You can just take home a pound and give it a shot and see, do they even, are they interested in it? Having some of those people who have said, I have tried everything,
right.
absolutely everything, as far as food goes, and they get bored of it or they turn their nose up to it or whatever. And like, we send them home with a pound and say, do the challenge, put a handful of yours in, put a handful of ours in, see what they do. And the feedback from the people on that, just like, oh, thank you so much. Like I don't have to like bribe my dog to eat anymore,
Yeah.
bribe my cat to eat anymore. Um, that could be very frustrating.
Yep.
And so like starting to get some more and more of those kinds of stories
Nice.
have been really, really just the things that we kind of hang our hat on is just,
Yeah.
the people that trust us and look to us for advice.
Yeah, especially like when I talked about before with, the vet saying, okay, well, try this and get these cans or whatever, and or you really shouldn't be feeding them, whatever. And like I said, you open it up, you put it in the dish, you put some warm water in it, you do,
Mhm.
whatever you can, and they just are not eating it. So I'm assuming that you're getting those type of people, and
Yes.
now it's making a difference.
Yeah, and one thing I think I'll tell you, I was going to wait for the right opportunity, but this has been another kind of eye opener for us because we've never had cats and we want one, but Sherman has a high prey drive. It'd be a bad deal. One thing we learned about one thing we learned about with cats is they're imprint eaters. So they eat what they are used to eating, what they've imprinted on.
Oh,
And so, in particular, a trick you can use with the wet food, if they're not wanting it, is put their paw in it, and
oh,
then they'll clean their paw off.
right,
Do
right.
that for do that for a couple of days, they'll have imprinted on the food, and they'll eat the wet food willingly.
Huh,
Mhm.
I did not know that, and I've had cats all my life. I'm the cat whisperer,
You know?
sort of. The ferals come and find me, which I don't want, but and I sit there and I'm patient. It took me like a full year and maybe two for one that now just is in my lap and all that. It just
Mhm.
the slowly kind of trying to connect with them, whatever, have them trust you, yada yada. But I did not know that. Of course, my cats, I put it in there and they'd shake their paw and they'll probably go in the litter box, but maybe I'll try
Hey,
it.
put it in your bag of
To put
tricks.
in your tricks, like try it.
I'll try
Cats are
anything.
natural cleaners. They don't like to be dirty, so they're constantly cleaning themselves. So,
Yeah.
That's true. So I guess, so thank you for that. That is
Yeah, you're
a
welcome.
golden nugget that
yes.
I am definitely going to try. And the anyone watching or listening, that is something that I bet you they didn't know either because it's not common knowledge.
Yeah.
So on your difficult days, I can see where you just look at your fur babies and look at those sweet little faces and go,
I mean,
okay, yep, this is why I'm doing
yep,
Yeah,
it.
100%.
absolutely.
They are
It's
definitely motivators.
they are motivators, and they're our kids, so they're who we have to take care of in this life. So they're my reason for everything. So
Yeah, I hear you. I couldn't have children myself, and so all the fur babies are the babies. I had um, a story where a cat was brought into my life, and I'm like, no, no, because we had too many, and she wound up. I always separate them because you don't just integrate right
Nope.
away and go,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
everybody's going to be wonderful. So I've got my
Mhm.
tricks, and so
Mhm.
I kept her in the back room, and then she was there a little bit longer than I wanted, and then it's like, okay, well, I think I found somebody that could take her. Well, it was 4 days, and she seemed really sweet. But I think she's got part, she was a feral cat, but I think she's got part bobcat in her. She's really
Oh.
small. And oh my goodness, she's really, really sweet until she gets annoyed. And then it's the, it is horrible. And I'm going, yeah, I think Bobcat is somewhere in here. But it's like, I think I found somebody, and it's like, well, who are they? Are they going to be good? I don't know them. So
Mhm.
I already know I would not be a good foster. No way. My heart would just be like, oh no. So I know that. And so they do. They become your babies, and they're dependent on you regardless of what's going on in your life. You still have to take care of them. There, like you said, that sometimes they're the reason that you're living, that you go on, and things like that. If there are other things going on in your life, and also part of all the joy.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes. Countless moments of joys.
Yeah. So, Kariann, do you have, with your healthcare background
Mhm.
and going with this with nutrition, we all know nutrition is uh, in our own lives and in our fur babies, that it can make a huge difference. Do you see you bringing your healthcare background into what you're doing now with Pet Wants?
Um, well, my background in healthcare is more on the customer service side, so
Okay.
it's not on the clinical side. So but I still say yes, because, I was always patient facing. So always dealing with patients, and whenever you're in healthcare, patients are never happy to see you. You don't ever want to have to go see the doctor. And so I think, I've always been really good at talking with, patients.
Right.
And I think that's translated into talking with our customers, regarding, their pets, because I love talking to the pets. I could talk about my dogs all day. I
I
mean,
know.
so in that respect, yeah, absolutely. I think it's completely translated.
Right. And I think even if you're on the customer side, you're still exposed to the healthcare industry and things that are going on, and with the patients and all of that. So you get the exposure. You don't have to be on the clinical side to have been knowledgeable or
Sure.
hear the stories, and naturally try and seek out solutions in general. So
Right.
I will discount a little bit that it's, you know the healthcare industry, the part that you were, isn't like a direct correlation, because I believe it
Hmm.
is. And because you are on the customer service side, then now you know how to talk to the pet owners and calm them enough
Yes.
where they can learn and they can get into the next level of their fur babies,
Hmm.
um, uh, health and wellness.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I think
Yes.
we got that down.
Having those conversations and turning them into something that's beneficial and that they can understand to better their life and their pet's life, for sure.
Getting to the right questions to ask
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yes,
Making sure you're asking all the right questions, not just the superficial questions.
right. Well, you said that much better than I did, so there we go. All right, so then with all of that, what made you choose Pet Wants specifically among all the pet nutrition franchises? And how do you put your own local touch on that business?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. So we kind of talked a little bit about just like what they're doing and how it helps us become that expert that we needed. That was a big piece of it.
Mm.
The other piece too is when we were looking at different things, we went down a couple different roads, and they by far had the best support available and offered us the best freedom, I would say, out of any of the other opportunities.
Yeah, I
Because
would agree with that.
one of the reasons that we wanted to do this is because we didn't really want to answer to anybody anymore, right?
Right.
So like we do have, some restrictions. It's not terrible. For the most part, it's really the only restrictions we really have are obviously like brand standards, like, how we can display the logo, that kind of stuff, which is you would have that in your own business anyways to keep the integrity and the marketing and all that kind of thing.
Sure.
Um, but the other thing is like anything that is a consumable by a pet has to be,
And topical.
yes, topical and consumable, has to be vetted really, really deeply by our in-house pet nutritionist. So anything that we have has been through that process, um, and is, free of, those fillers that we talked about with the food, free of any sort of sprays. Is going to be all natural. Whether you're talking about our food, our treats, our chews, those types of things. But like kind of where we can bring in the local spin is, um, for one, our CBD that we carry, for instance, is sourced out of Littleton, Colorado. It's a brand called Pet Relief. They're one of the leading CBD pet
Mhm.
providers in the country. Um, and so that's a little bit of a local feel. We're working towards having a store now. When we have that store, we will try to source as many things as we can locally, specifically from local makers, I would say,
Mhm.
when it comes to bandanas, collars, those kinds of things. We're going to try and make sure we're supporting the community here. We've already made a lot of great connections, kind of through that. I mean, when
Mhm.
when this brand was originally started, it was really rooted in that farmers market culture,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that's where a lot of the business was done. Um, and so that's the kind of feel that when you look at our brand standards, which I kind of mentioned, is very farmers market. A lot of our business has been done so far at farmers markets. And through that, we've been able to connect with the community and find these different people to work with. And we can do a lot of good with those things. And all you want to talk about the Pat Gives Back with Carl's Canine?
Yeah, so we just partnered with a local rescue here, Carl's Canine. And they are a dog rescue. And we are doing a Pack Gives Back. So we have a spot on our website that where people can buy either like a pound or a half a pound of food for this Pack Gives Back, and then we match it.
Oh,
So
wow.
anything that anybody donates, we will match, and then we will donate to the rescue themselves. So, and they're a great organization. They've been wonderful to work with. They're something that we met through our farmers markets that we've been doing. We actually met them, through, we met them at the
Banning Lewis Ranch.
Banning Lewis Ranch Market
Okay.
this summer. So that was fantastic, meeting Hannah and, being able to help support them. And then they're going to in turn, create a great relationship, for us in the community. I can't say enough good things about them. They're doing great
Great.
work.
And I'm
Yeah.
actually not familiar, so you got to
Okay.
hook us up, and I can go ahead and get the word out for them
Mhm.
as well.
Will do.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
then we just launched that maybe a week and a half ago. So it's just starting. Once we get it kind of up and running and rolled out, we're going to do the same thing with a local cat rescue,
Yep.
which we're working on building a relationship there, as we speak.
Nice.
Um, so those are kind of some different ways that we kind of touch
Mhm.
the community. And we're always looking for other opportunities to do so. I mean, because our goal is to be that community partner
Yeah.
for pet health and wellness. So, while we are a franchise, like the only thing franchise about us is probably the support we get
Yeah.
versus the rules that we're meant to follow. So it is
Yeah.
still locally owned, locally operated.
You're gonna
Um,
find us at the farmers markets constantly. We're
yeah.
never gonna stop that, even with the store, because we want to be out in the forefront with the community so that they can see us, so we can talk to them, so we can be that support for them.
Yeah. And right now, if you call the store number, it's going to be one of the two of us answering it because that's all we are right now.
Yes.
So then with the franchise, you said you source like your pet CBD from Littleton because Pet Wants is very strict on their like you said, anything topical or consumable, that it has to go through their vetting process and everything. And if you can touch on that a little bit. But my question is, like, when you source like the CBD, did that go through the vetting process from them and you get approval and then it came down?
Yeah, so I would say for that one specifically, they had already been through the process. So
Okay, good.
we do have two partners up in Denver. So there's a store in Arvada, there's a store in Denver, both run by two separate people, separate from us.
Right.
They've been in business for quite a bit longer than we have.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it had already been through that process. Um, and we have had things that we have found that we have sent through the process. I think an example of it, the cat wine and stuff went through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was us.
Yes.
Yeah, so we had found, I knew it went
What's
through it. I
cat
just couldn't
wine?
remember.
It's liquid catnip.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So we have the wine. They're both liquid catnip, but one's wine and one's actually bubbles, and they're labeled like cocktails. So there's like a meow mosa and a
Yeah, and like a bloody meowgarita and
yeah, oh,
or
bloody meowy.
meowie, sorry.
There's a
There is
meowgarita.
margarita. So, and there's a cat Bernet and a Prosecco.
Yeah. So we found those and we wanted to bring those with us to we did Pawtoberfest and Oktoberfest and we're like,
Right.
what?
Cat Fest.
And Cat Fest.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got those specifically for Cat Fest.
Yeah. That is true. And so we sent them through the process for that. And it got approved. The other one, Tail Waggers, which is
Mhm.
also local
It's local dog beer company.
to Denver.
Yeah.
We sent them through the process as well for the same reasons, and it's dog beer. It's just bone broth.
It's just bone broth.
Um, and so it's pretty simple for us if we find something, especially if it's local that we want to get and bring into, our inventory. We put down the information about it, any relevant like websites or screenshots or pictures or ingredient lists or whatever. We send it to his name is Jeff. He's our nutritionist, and he looks through it to make sure that there's no, like fillers or anything in there that's gonna,
Anything that's harmful
yeah.
to the animals, anything that doesn't align with our nutritional standards. Which he's very strict about. And any company that we work with is, knows our brand standards are pretty strict about.
Yeah, I mean they have turned away truckloads of chicken just because it didn't look right.
Mhm.
So like all the ingredients for our stuff specifically are tested before and after production rigorously. And if it doesn't meet what we're looking for, it's out.
Yeah.
And we've seen some things with some of our suppliers where they've tried to switch up an ingredient on us without us knowing, and we've immediately halted all business with them.
Yes.
So like on their side, they are very, very serious about it. So kind of I hope that sheds a little bit of light into what you're looking for.
Yeah, so that as a franchise, you have that standard already that has to go through the vetting process, which is why choosing a franchise, the Pet Wants franchise, I'm assuming was appealing because now as the local business owner, you don't have to worry about and take on all the costs of testing and going through processes. And God forbid, like you said, they switch out, you
Yeah.
didn't know. That is taken care of by head office at Pet Wants. And so you can focus in on knowing you've got the high quality, you're bringing in other brands for them to bring into their catalog, and you know that it's good and not harmful, not going to cause any problems. So you have that part on the big machine type of thing, and then locally you can now focus in on knowing you've got pure products that are making a difference, but now you can connect and now you can talk to the pet owners and you can educate and also bring in help the local economy by bringing in other vendors that meet those standards. Kind of sounds like the best of both worlds.
I think it definitely is. And I mean, it definitely alleviates some stress and some additional headaches, whether it's what you talked about dealing with, local like Department of Agricultural.
Yeah.
So they handle all that for us too, which I know from talking to some of the other local folks has been, not easy.
No, I
Um,
mean, and anytime you're working on a business, it's, starting from the ground up or working with a franchise, for us, when we were looking at this in the time of our lives, like we needed more support. We couldn't just start something brand new. We didn't have the background or the knowledge that we needed, but through finding the franchise we were able to gain that knowledge to have this business and make it successful.
yeah, and I would say it probably made it easier, but it's not been easy
It's not easy.
by any
It's
by
not
any
easy.
stretch. It is very hard work. Um,
Yeah,
very
any
hard work.
business, whether it's a your own franchise or anything, it is hard work.
Yeah.
It just depends on what kind of support you have in general. And so I know that firsthand as well.
Hmm.
And we
Right.
just keep going. We
It,
just know we don't know necessarily. We hope we know the destination, but it's more of just taking it as it goes and trusting that the journey is going to take us to wherever the destination is supposed to be.
yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
So,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, and I like that because, with this particular industry, there are um, certifications and things like that, that as a small business owner would be out of reach financially to get. So at least you've got part of that behind you that you don't have to worry
Yes.
about, and you just know that it's good. So you aren't just delivering food, you're educating owners. So what is the most common, like, light bulb moment, so to speak, that you see local pet owners have when they first start talking to you about nutrition? Like what goes, oh my gosh, like you're put, paw imprinting and all that stuff. Like, I mean, you got that look from me. So what is it that is pretty common that they don't know?
I would say, well, one thing, I don't think this is exactly what you're looking about. There, we did have a really big aha moment very early on about there's not a lot of businesses like ours that really try to cater to cats.
Right.
It seems like cats kind of get forgotten. The things
Mhm.
that are in stores are pretty standard. Um, so we oftentimes would hear people walk by our tent at farmers markets and be, oh, dog stuff, like, and cat stuff. We've got plenty of cat stuff too. And they're like, really? And they come in and so I mean that's been a big aha moment for us as well, just how kind of neglected, cats have been as a pet just in general, I think. And I don't think that's just necessarily a local problem. I think it's kind of
No, I
everywhere.
think that's everywhere. I would say a big aha moment or like a light bulb moment that I see with customers regularly, I would say when it comes to the functionality of any treats and chews that they could use that their dog or their cat's going to enjoy, but is also beneficial for them. So, you've got dogs suffering with, hip and joint issues, but they're not quite old enough to really need a supplement. And this is just, well, let's try a trachea. Let's get a beef trachea, give them some of that, get them that natural glucosamine and chondroitin in there, and see if a steady, just a treat every so often with the trachea might help alleviate some of the issues that they're having when they don't need, they're not quite, needed to go to like a true supplement, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, it was an aha moment for sure where, a lot of pet owners, they're spending all this money on like Dosequin or Cosequin as
Yep.
like a joint supplement when you can use more natural ingredients. And it actually could be a little bit, more economical as well,
Hmm.
to get the same result. So I mean, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll actually eat it or
And they
consume it.
will.
And,
They want
that
to eat it. Yeah.
the other
Mhm.
supplements and stuff, you're trying to sprinkle it on and put other stuff on it and throw some cheese and all that kind of stuff,
Oh
whatever it
yeah.
is, just for them to eat it. Now, if it's a treat and it's beneficial and you're
Yeah.
giving them treats anyway, might as well switch it up.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's a good one for
Yeah.
sure. They must be, oh, a treat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Treat you. I mean, it goes along with, any skin issues as well. So, you can solve a lot of skin issues, internally. It's not just topically, you can treat it outside short term, but nothing's really going to treat it unless you change something on the inside. And that all starts with nutrition. It starts with the treats you're giving them, the food you're giving them, you know.
So what's your advice for anybody who is listening or watching as far as why should they contact you? What, what's going on and then how to contact you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one of the things that they should always think about is, if their pet is having a particular issue, we have a variety of ways to get to that issue and help solve for it. Um, we would love to talk to you on the phone. You can text us, you can email us, but we can, through a series of questions, we can probably get pretty close to kind of narrowing down a nutrition solution if your dog has an issue or your cat has an issue. For more complex situations, we actually do have a sensitivity test that we sell that is as simple as snipping a little bit of hair and sending it off, and it will tell you all of the things that are triggering your pets for whether it's itchy scratchies or
Hmm.
gut or whatever. And we can go from there, and we can go immediately into, okay, you probably need to look at this protein for a food and make sure your treats kind of match up, kind of thing. So I mean, that's a great reason to contact us. And if you're just looking for some real, good natural treats, your dog or your cat, we have a variety of single ingredient freeze dried. If you're trying to stay away from certain proteins, we have everything from, lamb, duck, bison, the normal stuff, pork, beef, chicken
Hmm.
as well. Um, but yeah, and natural chews as well. We have probably the best, I'd say one of the best shoe selections in the Colorado Springs area, and I think we've got really competitive prices as
Yeah.
well. So I'd encourage people to give us a shot. You can shop on the website. We have an app as well. Um, and if they have any questions or anything, they can call or text us and or also email us.
Okay. And what are the phone numbers, website, email?
So phone number is 719-888-5727, and that's good to call or text. Our website is Pet Wants Colorado Springs Briargate.com. It is a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. We're working on that.
And then in the App Store, you can go and just type in Pet Wants, and you should pull up our app. And then you can just put in your location, and it'll populate with our location if you're here in the Springs
Yeah.
or in the surrounding areas.
Yeah, we have free delivery next day, for all of El Paso County, basically. And I mean, a couple of exceptions, like we're probably not going to deliver on a major holiday. And if we have like a big weekend event, we'll turn off delivery for those weekends. But for the most
Right.
part, if you order today, we will bring it to you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
And that's
Um,
a minimum of $25, right?
so
To
we
order.
actually just eliminated that.
We did
Okay.
take that off. Yep.
Yeah.
So we decided that we're just gonna do free delivery. So,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know, um, we're trying to encourage, more deliveries. Especially with the winter seasons, there's not as many markets for us to you
Right.
know, travel to. We are looking for more pop-ups, and as soon as we have those are going to be on our website under our events. Um, you know, but right now it's, mostly delivery, so we decided, let's turn that off. Let's get out in the community and get that food to you. So,
And take
Yeah.
that barrier there
yeah, take that
away.
barrier off a little bit.
Now
Yeah.
I know I loved watching your little videos for your advent calendar and the little treats. And the dogs are like, "Whoa, what's going on now?"
Yes.
So that was um,
Mhm.
an advent calendar that you were selling.
Yes.
Okay, so
So that
next
is.
year we
Mhm.
have to make sure everybody gets one because they get to try everything pretty much in
Yep.
your catalog for the 25 days or 12
Yeah.
days or whatever.
24. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a great way to try all of our treats or our biscuits, without having to commit to a full bag because we get it all the time. Dogs are picky, cats are picky. This at least gives you a chance to try it and say, oh, my dog loved those but did not like those.
Right,
And then you're not forced into a bag that you've got open that they're not going to eat.
Yeah.
right. So for your 4 dogs, because you have
Mhm.
4 of them, was
Yes.
there any particular treat that you had in there that they all loved? And is there anything in particular that you they didn't, or some did and some didn't? Just out of curiosity. Of
So our dogs actually have loved every single one of them.
course they did.
They used to. I'm not. They used to be picky. Our Sherman, our Husky Roddy, he was a little picky, but he hasn't turned his nose up at all to any of these treats. So that's 4 very different dogs
Right.
loving the treats. Not
Yeah.
every dog is guaranteed. My mom has 2, and she also got an advent calendar, and one of her dogs loved all of them. Another one of her dogs is like, she only ate like, I think it was the cheese bacon quinoa that she really liked, and the peanut butter and jelly, I believe.
Okay. Well, I bet you the other dog ate her share though.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Did not
Yeah.
go
I
to
mean, I think,
hers.
yeah. I mean, Sherman definitely has a clear favorite. It's the peanut butter and blueberry biscuit.
Yes.
Um, but he's a peanut butter and a blueberry fiend. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, our stuff, like, you can see the actual like ingredients in it because of the way it's made and everything, and it's so limited ingredient that it's very fragrant. He just goes nuts for,
Yeah.
yeah,
He goes
Right.
crazy.
yeah,
Great. Well, I love that they all loved it when you were
Yeah.
showing them, and it's like, ooh, and you opened up the door, they were all like, their ears went up.
Yes.
It's like, oh, and they came, Mama,
Yes.
what you got?
Yes.
oh yeah. We use that as a bribery to get him inside some nights. You guys ready to do the advent calendar?
Yes.
Said children.
Right, exactly. So now, before we wrap up, tell me what kind of items are in your store that you carry. So I know there's dry, there's wet, there's freeze dried, which I haven't really, I mean, I guess like those um pig ears or something might be freeze dried or something, like out there in the market. So I'm not familiar with the freeze dried, especially if it's a cat freeze dried. So maybe you can talk about
Yeah.
that. I
Yep.
don't know how it would be in the cat or dog's, like a mouthfeel. Not that I can ask them, but that seems weird to me. But hey,
I
if
mean,
they
I
like,
think if they eat it, they're gonna like it. It's gonna be a good mouthfeel as long as they eat it.
exactly.
But we've got
We actually have a couple
we
of
actually,
things right
yeah, we've
here.
got a couple things.
Oh,
So,
good. We love show and tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
Can't see our
Okay.
little window. There we go.
Yep.
So this is kind of like an example of like our freeze dried treats. So this is the duck hearts. So something that's very neat about our packaging is, so on it there's 2 little circles. Says treat for dogs and a treat for cats. So a lot of our freeze dried stuff, the
Really?
majority of it, is good for dogs or cats. So this is literally, so this is what I was talking about
That's
with our single,
unusual.
with
mhm.
our single ingredient stuff. This is literally just all it is a duck heart that's been freeze dried. No additives, no preservatives, nothing like that. So that's kind of what we're talking about. Like, we'll have a lot of people that'll be like, my
Mhm.
my dog won't touch anything that isn't duck. Well, okay.
Yeah, we got
Um,
it.
or we also have these in chicken hearts. Well, my dog's allergic to chicken. Here you go. So we have that. And then also, like, yeah, and the salmon. So this is kind of an example of our
Uh-huh.
salmon. So this is literally the exact same thing. All it is salmon that's been freeze dried. And another thing, dogs, cats. Uh, this stuff is very like crumbly, so it's good for any size dog or cat. The other thing too is if you want to, you can reconstitute it and it will get a little mushy, and you can do it in that manner if like a mouthfeel is an issue or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, so that's kind of like 2 good examples. We have um I mean, we have the duck hearts, we've got lamb hearts, we've got different livers, we've got minnows, we've got sea mussels, we've got one of our favorites is called a chicken cruncher. It's one of the two items that isn't a single ingredient freeze dried, and that's only because it's only chicken and blueberries.
Okay.
And that's it. So just like little crunchy clusters. So
Protein and
uh,
antioxidants. Got it.
That's exactly right.
100%. And then we also have kind of your traditional biscuits. So this is the peanut butter and blueberry mini biscuit for dogs. Um, so kind of our freeze dried stuff is in those clear packaging. Our limited ingredient biscuits are in this kind of farmers market feel
Right.
paper stamped packaging.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the pink coat?
So, and then this is one of like our functional freeze drieds. So, like we were talking about earlier, trying something natural to help support, their skin and coat. We also have it in a hip and joint. We also have an immunity and gut. And these are good for dogs and cats. So, um, they've got what I mean, it's might probably hard really to see it on the camera, but like you can actually see like the skin and coat has like salmon and kelp, really, and blueberries and cranberries and sweet potato to really help with your skin and your coat. So you can actually see the ingredients. Which is what I love, but then it's a natural way to supplement and really benefit, those possible issues that they might have. So, and then with the hip and joint, it's got beef trachea and beef kidney, so that's there to add that natural glucosamine to try that rather than, going, a more
straight into the
supplement route.
Yeah.
Right.
So when we have three different functional toppers, we got the skin and coat, which we showed you. We have a hip and joint one, which you mentioned, and then we also have an immunity and gut one as
I was
well.
going to ask you about what do you have for the gut one?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then we have your standard jerkies as well. So this is just one example. So we have four kinds of jerky. We have beef heart, which is what this one is. We have chicken, we have turkey, and we just have regular beef jerky. The thing about our jerky is it's same thing, single ingredient, no additives. It is straight up that meat, just dehydrated. Whereas some of the other ones on the market, you'll see some additives and things like in it to preserve it, but we don't.
Have you guys tried them? Are they human consumption too?
They are human grade. Everything is human grade. Do not recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could eat any of our freeze dried stuff that is human grade.
It is. It's just, it's not going to be palatable for
It's not gonna.
us humans.
I have tried the beef jerky, and there's no seasoning or anything on it, so it's bland and dry.
Yeah, so it's just bland and dry. But
Just like in the wild, if they caught it and just started to got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No salt, no nothing, just dried.
Yeah. So those are some of the examples of our treats. We do have a couple chews.
Oh,
So this is like our beef cheek roll. So these are probably one of our favorites of our dogs. And it's not rawhide. It's literally just the inside of a cow's cheek. And then just dried and rolled. And I mean this one is our longest one. We have one that's just like about half that size. And then they also have them in like 4x4s.
are they
So depending
hard?
on your size, they're a little hard. They're also like foamy, so they turn soft and gummy as the dogs chew on them, and they're easier on their stomachs.
Yeah, and what
How long like will that one last? Like a bone, obviously, it'll last forever. So give me expectations for that.
I can tell you what our heaviest chewer does, and that's about as much as I can do. So a little background. We don't give our dogs chews all day. We give it to them for an hour at a time when we give them to them. So our heaviest chewer is Susie, who is our Mastiff Pyrenees Lab Pit Bull mix, right? So we've given her one this size 3 days, so an hour a piece each day, and she's only made it here.
Okay.
So it does vary. It does depend on how long you give them the chew for. It does depend on their chew style because we have 4 dogs that chew 4 different ways. Ruby, our oldest, she won't touch one this size. She could, but she doesn't like it because she can't hold it the way she wants to. So she wants the shorter one because she tries to chew and get the middle out before she does anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, she likes to hold. I'll demonstrate. She likes to hold it like this. This one's too big, so she has to do the small one.
Yeah.
Um, and that has been a huge eye opener for us because, we've always given our dogs chews, but not we have so many crazy different things. We've been able to experiment with a lot of them, and we've really noticed that we've always just said, hey, our dogs are heavy chewers, which is what we get a lot from our customers. Well, just because they're a heavy chewer, that doesn't really dictate their style of chewing. So some dogs will want to start at one end and work it all the way down. Ruby, she likes trying to eat the middle out. So
Sherman
it's
flip-flops it.
yeah, Sherman flip flops it. Um, it's it's been eye opening. Just the not only like, hey, how do you have a heavy chewer or a light chewer? How big is your dog? There's other questions kind of involved with it too. Whereas like something maybe even harder than this wouldn't take as long. So
Yeah. I mean, so like as we'd love to be like, oh, guaranteed at least, we've had customers where I've told them the story of Susie and she's like, oh, they went through that like that.
mhm.
Or they're still working on it. So, I just try to tell that's why our dogs get to try everything because
Right.
I want to have our experience so that we can give them a base timeline on our dogs and what it took our dogs, but I can't guarantee what it's going to do
Right. Of
Yeah,
for
course.
your dogs. But with that being said, always supervise. The
yeah,
best way you're going to know is to get the treat for your dog and to supervise and make sure that you're paying attention so that you don't have any issues and you're paying attention to what they like and how they chew.
yeah,
So that's going to be your best way to find the right chew for them.
yeah. And Carrie did a really good reel on her Instagram of I think it was this size. Was it this size or a smaller size? But
It was
basically, one of these showing the dog where it started and where it ended after an hour to
Okay.
kind of give people an idea. We'll continue to do kind of some of that stuff. But the other thing
Yeah.
we have a
I suspect with the chews, though, that most people probably just put it down and just keep it there. So they're not really looking, they're not timing it or anything like that. So it's like a bone, here you go, and then you just go to it when you want. So that is good information that you've given.
Mhm.
Okay, you time, and this is why, and this is what happens. So the different results will be whether you're more involved or not, which there's nothing wrong in general. It's just that's the
no.
expectations within your hour time limit.
Correct.
Yeah, because the thing about chews is they are great at working, not only giving the dog something to do, but it really works them mentally and stimulates their senses and their tongue and all that kind of stuff, and can really wear them out.
Mhm.
And so the longer that they can kind of occupy themselves with it, the more, a tired dog is a happy dog parent. So,
But
Everybody
nutrition
gets to sleep.
yeah,
But like nutritiously, you also need to, be cognizant of how long you're giving them the chew because that's still calories and nutrition that the dog's taking in. So if you're looking at, your dog who is, you're feeding them right, but they're still gaining weight and you're still walking them, well, maybe you're giving them too long with the chew. Maybe, you need to lessen that up a little bit and you might find the solution there.
yeah,
So a lot of people don't realize the chews and that nutrition are still there and still linked. It's like you snacking all day.
yeah. And you could probably get the same benefit of a, tired pupper um, with less time with the chew as well. But
Yeah.
it's just kind of a rule that we follow
Yeah.
ourselves. And we carry all kinds of weird chews. We brought out some of the non-smelly ones, but we've got everything from we've got this is a beef tripe dumbbell. So basically
Okay.
a cow's stomach rolled up into a nice little dumbbell thing. These are new for us. We just got these in not too long ago. They've been a pretty big hit with the customers that have got their hands on them so far.
Yeah.
But we have everything from like we have chicken heads, we've got pig feet, smoked antlers. We've got probably the largest selection of Himalayan yak cheese chews that I've seen locally. So um, if
That's
you're looking
quite
for
a
it, we have.
variety. And
We try and
and
bring in the weird stuff.
I was gonna say not only a variety, but things I've never heard of. Now, as a vegetarian, all of that stuff makes my stomach turn. However, I'm not the animal.
Right.
That's
Right.
I'm not out in the wild and I don't have those instincts to try and,
Yeah.
grab something out there. So I totally get it. But for me, I'm like, I don't want to touch them. But that's all good.
And you know what? You come to the farmer's market, you don't want to touch it, I'll put it in the bag for you. We open a store, you don't want to touch it, we'll put it in a bag for you.
Yeah.
I can't help you when you get home,
True.
but I can help you at the store.
Yes.
So what else you got that you want to show and tell?
I think
Or
that's
did we
pretty
get
much
it?
it. We can kind of
Okay, cool.
show the,
Just wanted to show just real quick. You put these the farthest away.
yep.
Just like our food. So when we bag it up, it's gonna come in a bag like this. This is a 3-pound bag of food. Oh, yeah, the label.
It'll come with a little piece of one of our dogs.
There you go.
But then we stick the label on it. It's got the feeding instructions on it right there. So, the only way it's going to come in an actual 40-pound bag is if you order 40 pounds, because I'm not going to scoop out 40 pounds if I've got a bag. But other than that, I mean, you get it by the pound. You want 3.5 pounds, I'll give you 3.5 pounds,
Yeah.
So
Similarly, this is a pound of our grain-free cat
Yeah.
food. Yeah. So this is duck and herring. Yeah. Because one of the benefits is you don't have to order, a big pound or a big bag and lug it around. We can bring it to you every couple of weeks. And, especially if, um, elderly,
Yeah.
you don't want to go out and lug a
Right.
bag of food around and try and move it around the house. We can bring you 5 pounds every couple of weeks or less or whatever you actually need.
Right.
So
Great. Well, is there anything in particular that we missed? I mean, we covered a lot.
we did
we
cover.
did. We
But I want
did.
to make sure that I give you the opportunity that if there's something that we missed, I want to give you that stage.
No, I think we covered everything, just I just want to touch again just on the initiative on our Pack Gives Back to support Carl's Canine Rescue. That every pound a customer buys from us through the Pack Gives Back option gets matched by us, and then we'll get delivered to them
Yeah.
and those dogs that need it.
Yeah. And then, stay tuned on our social media and things like that. We've got some exciting things coming next year. We're going to launch a loyalty program.
Awesome.
And we're hoping to have some good news about a brick and mortar location
I can't
relatively
wait.
soon.
Yes.
So give us a follow and
Yeah.
we'll keep you up to date on all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, Kariann and Jerrod, your passion for pet nutrition and commitment to our local community is truly inspiring. This is exactly why I believe every local business has a story worth telling. And behind each entrepreneur are people like you making a difference in Colorado Springs, one fur baby at a time. So, for listeners who want to learn more about their local pet wants for your pet needs, you can visit their website at petwants Colorado Springs Briargate.com, and the wants is a plural, PETWANTS, Colorado Springs Briargate.com, all one word. They offer free local delivery, as they stated, and making it easier than ever to give your pets the nutrition they deserve. And if you enjoyed this episode and want to discover more remarkable local entrepreneurs shaping our community, subscribe to Colorado Springs Town Tidings at cos.towntidings.com, where we deliver the best of our city right to your inbox. I'm Sandy Zuniga, celebrating our city one business at a time. Come on back next week, and I'll see you then. Thank you, Kariann and Jerrod.
Thank you.
Thank you.